So I haven't spoken about meditation very much on this channel in a while, mainly because I find it incredibly frustrating. And there is this video, which don't watch it. The editing was terrible. I should have cut out like 60 to 70% more footage, and the video would have been just as good. Actually, it would have been significantly better. But despite that video at the end of it, me saying I just don't want to meditate anymore, I was sick of it. I have actually been meditating every single day for how long? I should have checked before I hit record at what point I re-added it to my daily task list. Well, where is that? I should have checked this before I hit record. 14, so about 2 or 3 months, probably, maybe 4, that I've been doing that every single day. And for a while, I broke it down to the bare minimum, literally 1 minute a day. And once I could consistently get to the end of that 1 minute a day, I would, or without thinking about the timer, like I would just be completely in the zone until the timer goes off, and then it's like, oh, okay, timer. Whereas before, it was, I would maybe go for like 30, 40 seconds, and then I would think of like, oh, when is the timer going to go off? So I would wait until I could consistently make it through the whole thing without thinking about the timer, and then I would up it to 2 minutes. And then the same thing. 2 minutes was literally twice as much time. It was very daunting, and I would make it to about the 1 minute mark before I would get impatient and then open my eyes and check and say, oh, there's a minute left. And so I would wait until I could consistently make it through the entire 2 minutes without thinking about the timer before I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for 3 minutes now, and then 4 minutes. But then with 4 minutes, I just never really quite got to that point. And I was at 4 minutes for significantly longer than any of the other durations, where I just never could get through the whole thing without thinking about the timer and be like, is it going to go off yet? How much time is left? And so at the end of the day, 4 minutes it feels like nothing. It's like I literally don't even remember if I meditated in the morning or not. So I have it in my habit tracker where I'd go back and check, like, did I? Oh yeah, I guess I did. It felt like I didn't, because it's such an insignificant amount of time. Like, no one on this planet is so busy that they don't have 4 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day. So I upped it to 5 minutes a day anyway, even though I didn't feel ready. Same thing happened with 5 minutes a day, where consistently at the 4 minute mark, I would open my eyes and check to see how much time was left. And it was incredibly frustrating, also because I had these wireless headphones that were plugged in. Hold on, so they have a dock, like a base that I set them on, and they're wireless to that, but that has to be plugged in. And so what kept happening is those were plugged in, and it was around the 4 minute mark that I would realize, wait, they're plugged in. I need to unplug them so I can hear when the timer goes off. And so that kept happening for a while. Now I got just like a kitchen timer, so I don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. And I also got that same sense again at the end of the day. It's like, wait, did I even meditate? 5 minutes is such an insignificant amount of time. So I recently upped it to 10 minutes a day. Twice the time. Very daunting. Just as awful as the jump from 1 minute to 2 minutes, 5 minutes to 10 minutes. But oddly, because it's such a daunting amount of time, it's really not. Like, I have videos like this one of me meditating for 30 minutes at a time. Actually, I think I have 2 videos like that. There's a second one, if there is, I think. And what was I going to say next? I lost my train of thought. Come back. Mr. Conductor, bring back the train. I was on a roll with this video. I was going, I had, everything was making sense. Right, so I upped it up to 10 minutes a day, and because it's such a daunting amount of time, I find that I have no other choice but to just, submit isn't really the word I was going for, but I guess it kind of has the right meaning, or surrender. I have to surrender to the experience and just accept that I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes, whether I'm meditating or not, whether I'm focusing well or not, whether I'm distracted by my thoughts or not. Either way, I'm going to be sitting here for the next 10 minutes doing nothing. And so I might as well actually try to meditate. And it ends up going significantly better than 4 minutes or 5 minutes. And honestly, most of the other short durations. Because I have plenty of time to really get into it, to the point where every time the timer goes off, from the first time I went up to 10 minutes, I have not thought about the timer yet. Well, I should take it back. I think yesterday I thought about it, where I would estimate around like the 6-minute mark, but I didn't open my eyes and check. I just like refocused back into it and was like, well, the timer didn't go off yet, so therefore I need to just continue focusing on meditating. And so that was that intro. That was supposed to be like a 2 or 3 minute intro to the video. So that went on for way too long. The point of this video is I was going to read my journal entry for today that I wrote immediately after meditating. So you may have seen the thumbnail for this video, which I think I already linked to that video. Oh no, the one with the like staticky bubble thing, because I don't know if it's gonna let me put the card up there again, if YouTube will let me do that. The one with the statically bubble thing, I've noticed that when I close my eyes but I like pay attention to my eyes, like I look at what my eyes are seeing behind my eyelids, you see darkness obviously, but I also see like red and blue, very subtle red and blue, and like these vague outlines of shapes, and it's probably just imaginations of my mind, or maybe, who knows, it's a third eye or whatever, but what I began to notice was like this fuzzy staticky ball of whatever was just going like is the only way I know how to describe it. And that's when I made that video, where I drew a picture of it, and that was the thumbnail for that video. When I made that video, that was the first time I had ever seen or experienced that. It was super weird. But now, since I've gone back up to 10 minutes, I've started noticing that consistently again. I've also had like a really intense ringing in the ears, which I can only describe as reminiscent of other people's descriptions of what DMT sounds like, which is like, I don't know what's going on there, especially because there are like monks that say that they've taken psychedelics and they're like, oh yeah, that's basically exactly the same as what I experienced while meditating, except when they're on psychedelics they're stuck in that experience, versus meditating they can get to it naturally. Weird stuff. I don't know how much I believe them, but it's fascinating to think about. Anyways, so many tangents. I was trying to get back to the point. Is I've been having that like vision consistently. Not vision as in like a prediction or a prophecy, but just like literally I see it. I've been having that consistently since going back up to 10 minutes, and so today, while meditating, I was observing the glowy radar thingy behind my eyelids when suddenly the entire field of view, the entire field of view, scrolled away as if like a projector, revealing each new frame as a parallel universe. Then I realized both this and the original vision weren't the real vision. It was all, so like the glowy thingy that I was seeing, I wasn't actually seeing it. I wasn't paying attention to my eyes. I was distracted by my mind. It was both the thingy that I have actually seen behind my eyes. Hold on, I'm describing this terribly. I have actually seen that, like when I'm actually paying attention to my eyes to and I see it with my eyes. But this time, both that and the like scrolly thingy of the like new framed parallel universe, blah blah. Where is it? And then I realized that both this and the original vision weren't the real vision. It was all an imagination of the mind. And then I was able to redirect my attention to my actual eyes. So maybe I should just finished reading the sentence first before trying to explain it. So it's like I have actually seen this thing. But this time it was all in my head. My head was imagining it very vividly, like almost exactly what it would actually look like if I was actually seeing it. Because I was. Like, I was doing that, and then I got distracted by the mind imagining the thing that I was just seeing, instead of just continuing to pay attention to the thing that I was actually seeing. And then the mind created this whole bullshit of like my entire frame of view just scrolling away like a projector, yeah, you've probably seen that, like when old projectors do that, when they're like slowing down or speeding up and the frames move. It was doing that, but like alternate realities on each, like parallel universes on each frame. Yeah, and when it got that weird is when I realized, like, no, there's something's not right here. This is all in my head, and then I just redirected to like what my eyes are actually seeing. It's like, oh yeah, there's the glowy thing again. Before things got weird, I was totally convinced because it looked the same as what I'd observed before, and I'd lost focus to notice that it felt different, or at least my state of awareness was. I wonder how much else in my life I take for granted to be truth that is all actually just extrapolations of the mind that I simply don't question the way I did with my vision, probably because those assumptions have been around for a while. So, when my attention shifted from my eyes actually seeing this weird glowing thing to my mind's imagination of the weird glowing thing, I didn't question it. It looked exactly the same as the real thing. It felt different to look at it, but only in retrospect. Not in the moment. I didn't notice. Well, I guess it did actually feel different in the moment, but I didn't notice until after the fact. So yeah, I wonder how much else in our like conception of reality isn't actually us observing things for real. It's all just our mind's imagination of what it is expecting to see based on what it's seen before. Where am I on the page? I simply didn't question... Wait, no. Probably because... Okay. I imagine a lot of value judgments fall under that category. Don't remember what philosopher said this. Probably Alan Watts. He was saying, like, pick up a rock and another rock and compare them. One is bigger than the other. Does that make it better? One is shinier than the other. Does that make it better? The value judgments are entirely a construction of the mind and don't exist in reality at all. To say that one person is better than the other, smarter than the other, yes, these constructions of the mind do have tangible effects on the way things interact with each other. Yes. But they don't exist. Except for within our mind. Except then you could like go to Dumbledore and be like, just because it's all in your head, why should that make it not real? Because our brain is real, probably. And so then everything in it and resulting from it would then be real in just a different way. I don't know. And then it goes into my to-do list for the day. So yeah, that's my reflections on today's meditation. I am still continuing to do meditation every day. And I continue to do it every day because it definitely does make me like calmer and able to focus better. I notice when I don't meditate, I just naturally default to doing that anyway, but in a different way. Like in one of my other videos, I don't remember which one, so I'm not going to be able to link to it. I was talking about how I was... it was first thing in the morning, because I always meditate first thing in the morning. It's the easiest time of day to meditate. I'm taking it easy on myself. In one of my other videos months and months ago, I had noticed how I was delaying my morning routine and getting to my morning meditation because I just didn't want to But then what ended up happening is I literally just stood there staring out the window, watching I don't know what, birds or leaves or the sky or something, but I really wasn't watching anything. I was just zoned out into a meditative state, just simply aware of things, not really watching them or labeling them, just aware of existence. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, that was meditation, accidentally. So when I'm not meditating, I can't focus and function and get things done because I just default to zoning out and going into this meditative state anyway. So I might as well chunk out a block of time every day to intentionally do that thing so that the rest of the day I'm not distracted by just automatically going to that as like a default state, and I can just actually get stuff done the rest of the day because I've already done this. And so I guess that's basically how I intend to continue with it going forward, is that I'm going to, anytime I notice that I am zoning out and like defaulting to that like meditative state of simply being aware of things without having to label them, anytime I start defaulting to that state, I'll simply add more to my meditation every morning. I'll add more time. And so far, that seems to fix the problem. I don't know. This video turned out way longer than I expected. And now I gotta figure out what to name it. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, blah, 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 blah. Share my videos with anyone else you think might enjoy them if you want to help support my channel. And have a great day.